Okay, we're live. Welcome, everybody.
Yo,
It's
what up?
Gorilla Todd Comics here with my buddy Mind Shift. Welcome to our
What's up,
impromptu late night hangout.
Just talking about anything, actually.
Yeah, we got some comics to show. I think I have some. I'm sure you have something you'll show. Enjoying a beverage.
Yeah, I can show you the stuff I picked up last week because for the longest time, my LCS had been closed.
Sure.
They weren't even doing like curbside, but they started doing it last week, curbside pickup. So this will be the first week I actually be able to pick up Marvel books for the first time because I'm not a huge DC fan, so there weren't any DC books that were coming out that I wanted to pick up anyway. So, but there are a couple of Marvel books that I definitely want to pick up this week.
Yeah, definitely.
Including that one you're talking about.
I got a little preview of some books, and there's a few books I want to pick up tomorrow. I want to check out that Avengers with the Moon Knight storyline.
Are you reading the current Venom?
I know Venom 25 comes out. I read like the first, 10 issues or so, and then I kind of lost track.
Yeah, first issue, and then I hopped on issue number 21, so I've been getting all of the issues up from 21. But I have Marvel Unlimited, a big fan of digital, but if I can't afford it, I'll still read it on there. There's always an option, and I've been reading those, those Venom stories, and they're pretty good. Like I'm on issue number 5. And it's pretty good. Like the whole, especially like introduction to Noel, that issue number 3 was a real, that's an expensive book now, but I just want to read it. And I was able to read it and, it's really good. Especially seeing how, Eddie Brock kind of just giving it to Noel.
This guy, right?
Yeah. And yours who signed it?
I got,
is that Donny Cates?
Donny Cates and Stegman and Ryan Stegman.
Okay, cool. It's a beautiful cover. I didn't know it was Miles that was the Spider-Man in that story. That's another Spider-Man story of the recent run that I want to read. The covers look pretty good too. I have his first appearance, but I haven't read too much Miles Morales. I definitely want to get more into some of his storylines.
Yeah. I think Miles is a cool character. I was actually working on a little doodle of him. It's real rough. It's not anything, just an idea. I'm doing for actually somebody in the community, but I love that. I loved Into the Spider-Verse. I thought that movie was great. I thought they did a great job of integrating him and making it was really good. And just connecting all the different versions in a creative, organic way.
Yeah. I want to. I'm reading part of the original Spider-Verse run that led from the Superior Spider-Man run, and I just started reading. A buddy of mine in the community, Two Gun Pedro, he sent me this. I have every issue, but when this one came out, this is the recent Spider-Verse story. When this one came out, I accidentally put it back into when I was like picking up my books, and I added it onto my my pull list, so I missed that issue. And when I came back, they like completely sold out, because of the popularity. I think a new Spider-Man comes out of this one, Spider Zero or something like that.
Tomorrow? Or
no, I mean this one in this run.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yo, what's up, Kavi?
Hey, what's up, Kavi? Thanks for coming by, man. Thanks for the support.
Appreciate it, brother.
Some of the sure, I got some cool old magazines I picked up recently. This actually like this weekend. I found this store near the airport, and it's actually a non-sports card store, which kind of like threw me for a loop because I didn't think anything like that actually existed.
Yeah.
And I I talked to the guy for like an hour. He was a nice old guy. He, and I collected cards when I was a kid. I have tons of Marvel old. Yeah, I appreciate it, Kavi. I hear you. It's late where you're at, so if you're crashing, nobody's gonna hold it against you.
We can appreciate you coming by.
But yeah, glad to even see you pop up in the chat, man. Yeah, it's the first time I've been on in a while, other than as a guest on a couple shows. But
yeah,
we're gonna do that. Well, anyway, I picked up the one thing I found in this card store was this old Vampirella.
Oh wow!
So I love the art in these old Vampirellas. So I picked that one up at the card store, and then I picked up this issue of Eerie. This was got to get centered for the camera. This was I found this at a flea market.
Oh wow!
And then this was another thing I got at the flea market in a bunch of books. Art of Neil Adams, Volume 2.
Nice.
So that was part of my flea market find in the card store. And then I've been reading this new book, this magazine called Creeps, which is like a throwback to the old Warren magazines.
Yeah.
And I went online to the company, and you can still order, like, they're on issue, like, the newest issue. This is the newest issue that I got.
Oh, it's
25.
Cool. Oh wow, they still have really good covers too.
And that's a Sanjulin cover. They use a lot of old school artist covers. They like reuse covers from the old school Warren magazine.
Oh.
But it's great because a lot of these haven't been seen. So I went online to their website, which I think is creeps.com or something, and you can order all the way back to issue 1. Issue 1 was like $20, and 2 was, I want to say, like $8 or $9, maybe $10. But after that, they were cover price. So I'm not sure who. I'm not sure who did the cover to number 1. Let me see if I can.
When did they come out?
These are coming out now.
Oh, okay.
This came out about 2 years ago, number 1, because they're on issue 25. That's the newest issue. So I got 1. I got 2 as another Sanjulin cover.
Oh, vampy. Nice.
Then 3 is a gorgeous Frazetta.
Oh, sweet.
And like
giant bull monster.
It's like these things, these images, they may have been used on an issue of Creepy before or Eerie, but those are expensive issues. And these are cover price. Here's Sanjulin again.
But you get that same beautiful art.
Yeah.
At the same time.
And they're black and white. But I love that even the old. This is the same artist as the first issue.
Oh wow, the snake is pretty cool.
Next one's, I got up through 7, and then I have 24 here. Here's another Frazetta.
Oh wow. Did you get these from the flea market too?
No, these I ordered from the website, the Creeps website.
Oh, gotcha.
It's like creeps.net or something like that. But it's Warrant Publishing, which is even a play on the old Eerie and Creepy magazines, and Vampirella were published by Warren magazines with an N at the end. So these are Warrant magazines. So they're.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I think this is a Basil. I always mess up his last name, but he's a great horror artist. Great, like.
Ooh, Death itself. It's really cool.
And then 24 is I think Jeff Easley is the artist. Last name's Easley. I think his first name's Jeff. I remember him from he did some of the Dungeons and Dragons art back in, I want to say, the 80s on some.
Oh, really? That's a beautiful cover.
I recognize this the name and the signature. So yeah, I was excited to share those. Those are some cool. I love those old magazines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have like 2 magazine books, and they're like both like Savage Conan books. But I want to get some of the Hulk magazine size books. Those look pretty cool.
Well, you know what? I have one time I bought a big lot of those on eBay. I got whenever, I don't know where they are in my storage unit, but I probably have dupes of a lot of issues. Okay. I got you on those, man. I'll take care of you. Oh, nice. I got them real good. I have like some of them I have.
Are those in black and white too?
Yeah, they're in black and white too, but some of them I think I have like 4 copies of some issues. And
it's like the covers are really cool. I know they have one that's like dedicated to like the Hulk TV show.
Yeah, there is one. I don't know if I have. I don't know which ones I have and don't have. It was a pretty good stack.
Nice. Now, did those get printed out here, or were those printed in like the UK?
No, I think they were printed out here. I think there was a company called Curtis that handled a lot of the magazines, a lot of the publishing and the circulation. I'm not 100% on that stuff, but I know some of the old magazines from the 70s have the little Curtis logo. It kind of has a big C.
Okay. Curtis with the C.
it's like those, the Planet of the Apes black and white magazines. And I think a lot of the times the reason they published a magazine size and in black and white was to get around the comic code, because they could they could tell a more mature story in that format. That's why I think it worked well for like Conan and horror. Yeah. Because I think one of the rules of the comic code was you couldn't even have zombies in a comic book.
Really?
Yeah, there's some pretty crazy. The comics code.
Yeah, that's where like all the romance was coming out, right? Yeah, I'm sorry? Romance and sci-fi stories coming out. All the romance and sci-fi stories coming out.
The horror comics were out in the 50s, and then this guy, Dr. Frederick Wertham, wrote this book, Seduction of the Innocent. Have you heard of that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. He blamed comic books for all kinds of stuff, and like it's happened throughout history where different times they blame different things for people's behavior, but it was really, to me, a lot of nonsense. And
yeah, of course.
Whatever. But
with the finger, basically.
Yeah, it's crazy though, because those horror mags were selling, their circulation was huge, and after this, and even superhero, the Golden Age circulations were huge, and then after they instituted that, a lot of the comics got really like simplified and kind of very, very childish, and that's where I think a lot of the people got the idea of calling them funny books, or that they were for kids.
You read them funny books.
That's what I remember. Like, my grandfather and a lot of the adults calling them when I was a kid.
I've heard that before. That didn't happen to me. I didn't read comic books growing up. I was reading mangas before I started like collecting comic books, but it was like the same kind of thing. If you were in that genre, that pop culture, subgenre, like you got you got picked on, you know, or people looked at you weird. Especially the community that I grew up in. Like, it wasn't cool to like
tell me about it. I used to put a Wolverine button on my wrestling jacket. I wouldn't hear the end of it, but you know, it was wrestling, and I was a big kid, so I had an advantage against most of them.
Yeah. That's hilarious.
Now, okay, so those, just trying to move things around. The only magazine that I got at the flea market was the Neil Adams one, and the one Erie. The rest of the stuff I got at the flea market is this bunch right here. So I'll go through these real quick. X-Men 168.
A buddy of mine is actually. Oh yes, I love that cover with the Kitty Pryde.
Yeah, just I probably have this book, and it's not a key or anything, but you know, I saw the cover and I was like, I'll grab another copy. Why not? And then this is, I think, I might have 2 of these or maybe 3. I'm not sure.
Oh yeah, First Binary.
But
nice.
I saw it, and I grabbed this one just because I know it's they redo his origin. He didn't have a lot of Amazing Spider-Man. He just had this one in the pile, so.
Yeah.
And then I got a nice little run of Moon Knight.
Oh yes, I
26.
I think I have that. I think I have that one.
27.
Oh, that's a great cover.
And they're pretty nice.
Oh,
they're not.
These are all Sienkiewicz covers, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I love his
29.
art.
That's a great cover.
Oh, nice. That's it's a first appearance too, right?
Is it? I got. Is it that one character's name that starts with
the issue before that?
25.
Something I can't remember.
25 is definitely.
Yeah, that's like the Black
Scepter,
Black Moon Knight or something like that. Black Scepter, yeah.
And I've seen this book. I mean, I haven't really looked at it super close. Yeah, I can see one tick there in the middle, but it goes for a lot of money in a high grade, you know, if it grades out. But I'm not that really worried about that. I'm trying to put this run together, so whenever I can grab any of these issues, I do. And I really don't worry about if I have something extra. You know, if I have something extra, I know I can always find something to do with it. And this is the rest of the stuff I got from the flea market. I got
the flea market.
Yeah, these are from the flea market. Twisted Tales. I love these old horror comics from the 80s. So I always grab these whenever I see them. And then this one is Alien Worlds.
Oh, what's up, Rob? Not near Mint. Woo-hoo.
What's up, Not Near Mint? Put those down. I guess. And then I got this old. He had this one. This was just an oddball one. He had an old DC Superstars. And this is a space issue. A lot of Adam Strange.
DC and space.
You know, I see stuff whenever I find stuff like this and it's in decent shape. I grab it. Just why not? And then there was a couple issues of Daredevil I grabbed. This one mainly because, again, it's something I probably have, but it's a cool cover. So,
is that from the Frank Miller run?
Yeah, these are all issues from the Frank Miller run. That's 178. He meets Iron Fist and Power Man. And then this one is the first appearance of Stick.
Oh, sweet.
Lex is on the cover, and then this one is this is like the third Frank Miller issue. 161 Bullseye appearance.
Great Bullseye cover.
This is one of those books. Yeah. Black Widow's tied up on the roller coaster. This is one I used to stare at the wall.
Yeah, him and Black Widow were kind of like a thing, weren't they?
Yeah, they had a whole storyline.
They stuck her with a lot of characters. They would always put her and someone else together, like her and like the Inhumans, or her and best... Daredevil. You know?
Yeah, there's one issue of her and it's a beautiful. I think it's either Barry Windsor Smith or Barry Smith or David Mazzucchelli that does the. Looks like it's somebody calling you Mister. I don't recognize the name, so it must be you, Mega the Last.
Yeah, I don't recognize that name either.
Dario.
Hey, Mister.
Wait. He's talking to me. That's one of my students from Florida, I think.
What's up, Dario? Like, that must be a student.
Yeah, I had a thing. What's up?
Yeah, if I go live, some of my students will hop on too, so don't feel bad.
He's a good kid. He used to run one of the campaigns in my D&D club at my old school.
Oh, sweet.
Took me a second.
Yeah, there's a bunch of people in the community have been playing it on Sunday.
Yeah,
I've been watching. I never played it when I was a kid, but I've always wanted to learn how to play. I've always been into RPG, and it's basically the same thing, but board.
Yeah. To me, it's not hard to learn how to play. It might take a while to like learn the rules and the intricacies of the rules, and it all depends how rule driven your group is. Because to me, it's just I'm more about having fun. When I was a kid, I probably read those books over and over. A million times.
Seemed like for the dungeon master, it seemed like there's a lot of pressure.
It's great out here, man. I'm really loving the weather out here. You know, gotta acknowledge them. The weather's great out here. The comic stores are great.
Is it better than Florida weather?
It's great to see that you're following me, man. I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you said.
Oh, is it better than Florida weather?
Oh, definitely. I'll take the. You know, you know what it is? Like in Florida, like right now, it could be 85 degrees, which sounds reasonable, right? But unless you've experienced the humidity, it's like nothing.
I don't like that.
It's like because you will literally take a shower, get dressed, go out to your car, and in that amount of time, you will have dried off and you're sweaty again. And
that was a weird feeling when I went to North Carolina. It was humid and it was raining, and I never forget that feeling of like sweating in the rain. That was like the weirdest sensation. I did not like that.
I'll make his day. Oh yeah. I just saw what you here. I'm gonna send you the invite, and you have you can email him.
Oh, I still have the invite that you sent me. I can just send him. Hey, Rob, it's not near Mint. His name is Rob. Rob. His name used to be Rob Worst, but he changed it to not near Mint. I think I can send it to him. You gonna send it to me through Instagram?
Through mail? No, Gmail.
Oh wait, I have it on there. I could just forward it to him.
Yeah, I think the invite you have to do it through Gmail.
Okay. What else have you picked up, or is that all the stuff that you picked up recently?
No, I got some more stuff. I mean, these are two books that I just picked up at comic stores. Just I found a copy of Moon Knight #2.
Oh yeah, I have that one. I have the first like 5, 6.
Yeah, the store had it for marked $5, and then they were doing 25% off. So I figured, let me just grab an extra copy, and then I picked this up. I went to a store I've been to once before, like way down in the like southeast part of Vegas, like near the airport. And I got this What If the X-Men Had Stayed in Asgard, number 12 from the second series.
Oh, nice. And yes, I love.
I grabbed this just because I don't remember I don't think I have this, and this is one of my favorite storylines. When the New Mutants, it's in the New Mutants special edition by Art Adams, and then the story continues in X-Men Annual 9 when Storm gets the power of Thor. The cover to X-Men Annual 9 is that homage to Journey into Mystery 83.
Oh, nice.
I'm looking forward to reading that. And then I've got, I'll go big real quick.
Yeah, go ahead. I dropped it, Rob, by the way.
Real quick, this whole next bunch that I'm going to show, this next 50 books or so, these were all from a garage sale. But nice, clean books. Let me see how.
Oh, I love Original Sin. It's like one of my favorite runs.
I mean, I pay basically less than $0.25 a piece for these.
Is that a blank cover?
Yeah, that's a sketch cover. He was selling these.
Oh my god, that is so cool.
For $0.25 a piece, and I ended up with like 51 books, and he's like, "Give me $10." And I was like, "Sure." He must have had a dozen or 15 short boxes. And what the guy ended up telling me is, at one point he had like a store, but he closed it like 3 years ago. So he probably got rid of any of his really killer books, great, real big keys or anything. But still, it was Saturday morning. So I was there at 7 a.m. I'm like, let me go through these boxes. It was so windy out. So yeah, I got an Original Sin sketch, just the cool Spider-Verse cover with Spider-Gwen, Miles and Peter, the whole crew. Another
great cover.
I grabbed this one because I'm like, I looked at this and I'm like, well, I have ASM 50. So.
Oh wow, Spider-Woman.
It's like the homage. Shaolin Cowboy. This art is incredible. Jeff Darrow. Super detailed.
Oh wow! Holy crap!
Like I'll open this one up because it's worth it. He actually did storyboards on the original Matrix movie. Holy wow!
Oh,
look at this.
Really?
I opened up to this double page spread.
Jeez.
I mean, I met him once at a convention in Fort Lauderdale.
What's the story about?
It's something like this character, the Shaolin Cowboy, and he's like traveling through some kind of zombie apocalypse wasteland. And he apparently has like a staff with 2 chainsaws on each end and swords and stuff. So I picked that up. I think I don't have these in any kind of order, but whatever. I'll just go through them. This is an old Marvel Western.
Oh, nice.
Two Gun Kid, Kid Colt, and the Rawhide Kid. I've been getting more into these like old school Westerns lately.
Yeah, mine. Those.
A couple of the later series of Moon Knight.
Oh yeah, the Mark Spector. Those are really good covers too.
Punisher. This is like Moon Knight armored up. I don't know if I like him heavy armored. I have a thing like
that's the 90s. They were doing that with a lot of characters.
Yeah, it's par for the course for the 90s. I just certain characters if they're jumping like rooftop to rooftop, like I don't think that guy should be like, or that girl, whatever, should be like armored up because it just doesn't make sense to me. You know?
Yeah.
I got a Lando sketch cover.
Nice. Lando.
And I got Orlando Scotty Young.
Oh, I have that one too. It's a great cover. I want the black and white sketch of that. There's a Scotty Young
this
black
one?
and white sketch of that book. Yeah, I want it.
And then I picked up what did I get? I got some Iron Fist books of the Living Weapon series.
Oh, yeah.
Those are Carrie Andrews. Here, I don't think I'm just gonna. Your buddy asked to just drop it in the chat. I mean,
I know. No, he meant the group chat that me and him are in.
Oh, okay.
I sent it to him already.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we're gonna get overwhelmed. I just don't.
Oh, that's a great cover.
Yeah, that's these covers were just sharp. Carrie Andrews is a pretty spectacular artist. Very graphic. Let's see. And then I never bought these action figure variants because I'm like, I just don't want pay another $4 for another copy, but for a quarter, sure.
Yeah. It really depends on like the book. Like I know when Venom 21 came out, I bought that skull variant, and that was an awesome variant. It depends. Like I like connecting variants, so I've been getting into those and collecting those.
Yeah, I picked up. I saw this at my LCS. It was all the Arthur. I'm a big Arthur Adams fan, so I tend to, if I see something of his, I'll grab it. And they had it was I think 8 books connecting of all the Spider-Verse. Art Adams doing the whole Spider-Verse, like a main character, a big character on each cover, surrounded, and they all connected. It looked awesome. So I grabbed that. They gave me a good deal on it. So,
nice.
Lola, I just thought the art looked pretty cool. Kind of a random issue. Variant Hulk. This is a variant cover. Again, this is not stuff I necessarily pick up normally.
Yeah. I'm working on that run though.
But pretty cool cover, for the what I'm into it for. I'll do that all day.
I have 2 of those connecting variants from that.
This is probably this is my stupidest spec ever, but I bought copies of this for 80 cents and copies for a quarter. It's the first appearance of Gwenpool.
That's what that's. Oh, nice. It's a great. I want that book, but that's a pretty good run of Howard the Duck, though. I heard.
Yeah, I don't know. I've been lucky. Like, if you want one of these, I got a couple books for you. I'll put it on your pile. I got you, my friend.
Oh, nice. Thank you.
I got a lot of those, and I picked up this. I had never seen this. This is 2 issues. I don't know if there's only 2 in the series. Some kind of sci-fi series called the Highways with John Byrne art. And people have opinions about John Byrne, but I've always liked his art. I think some of his X-Men stuff is probably his best stuff ever, but again,
he did some Hulk stuff too, didn't he?
He did Hulk. He did Captain America. He did Iron Fist. He did Fantastic Four. He did Alpha Flight.
Yeah, I have a lot of his.
Superman.
Oh, I love Alpha Flight.
somewhere I have an Alpha Flight 1. This is the first autograph book I ever got. I paid $4 for it at the first comic store I ever shopped at. It was called the Comic Cottage. It was $4, Alpha Flight 1, signed by John.
Wow.
It's old school. It's signed on the inside.
I don't have that one.
It's signed on the inside.
But I heard that was the style.
Yeah, that's how they used to do it, because it was honestly, it was like a. It was. Hey, Pages, Films and Plastics. Good to see you. How
you doing?
Good to see you. Thanks for showing up and supporting us. Just saying hello. Mega the Last says you should make a comics, myth, facts, and misconceptions video. Something for fans of comics, but that are not very involved in the community. Dude, if you have any questions, just type them in. I mean, I don't know all the answers, but I'll tell you whatever I do know.
Yeah.
Okay. What is this? Yeah, this is just a new Avengers issue, and it's Alan Davis art. So Alan Davis is another artist I like.
What issue is that?
This is New Avengers, I guess #1, Ultron Forever.
Yeah, I have the Scotty Young version of that. It's signed too.
Oh, very nice. This has Lady Thor fighting somebody that looks like maybe Thor, Iron Man, and then Black Widow with a female Captain America fighting down at the bottom.
Interesting.
I got into Alan Davis's art when I was a kid. He did funny story. He was on Detective Comics for a while, and it was a great run. And he did his last issue was the first issue of year 2. And I remember when the second issue of year 2 came out, I looked at. Let me add. Not near mint. Hey, what's happening? Good to see you.
Good to meet you, Gorilla Todd Comics.
Great to meet you. Let me let's see here.
And if it isn't Mind Shift.
Oh, you got a lot of books in the background.
Oh, do I? I can't tell.
I see your Superman 199. That's gorgeous.
There's all this
that one. I see your Rocket. I got that one. You got good so far. I see a lot of good taste.
Thank you.
Very nice. Oh yeah, I was just telling a story about. I just showed this book. These are some books I picked up at a flea market for less than $0.25 a piece.
Oh, nice.
And now this is and I'm like looking at these, remembering why did I grab them? This one's an Alan Davis artwork, and I remember I read his detective run when I was a kid when it came out, and I was telling Kirk he did the first issue, then the second issue of year 2 came out, and I remember I got pissed off. I was like looking at it, and I'm like, who's this guy? This looks like Arthur Adams, but it's not. Who's this guy?
Like Art Adams, but he doesn't know anything about anatomy, and
and then I'm like, who's this guy? Freaking Todd McFarlane. It's like, okay, this guy's got the same name as me, and he's not who I want him to be. Like, I love that Alan Davis run.
The thing is that when you initially go into something, it doesn't matter what it is, you're going to have a preconceived notion on whatever has come before. And if you went through year 2 going, well, I'm expecting Frank Miller all over again, only to go, what's this shit? You're not going to like right away. But in hindsight, looking back, it's still not fantastic, but it's still not as bad as we remember.
No, I don't hate it. I don't, it was just the fact that, when did that come out? Like 88 or something. So I was probably like in 8th grade, say. I didn't know, the first time I found out they were changing artists was when I opened up the issue. And it was just like
can't you maintain some consistency?
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. You got me. You read me. I got this just so we can see a little bit. Swamp Thing, 100-page giant. I don't get too many of these, but again, on here, speak of the.
Didn't Walmart?
Yeah, Walmart was doing these things, and then now they're in the comic stores.
Yeah,
it's just too.
Oh, nice.
Too much to follow, but I saw a Swamp Thing one, so I grabbed it.
And at least that Swamp Thing had original material.
I think they all have some original material, and then there's a lot of reprints.
That's just what I hate about getting that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Then I got this is just an Art Adams cover. That's why I grabbed that.
Weird.
I'm pretty driven by art a lot of time.
Beast?
Frank Cho, so I grabbed that one.
Oh, that's a great run. Yeah, I love Savage Wolverine.
This was pretty cool. This was a Paolo Rivera cover. So there was a lot of what I would say was Drek in this guy's boxes. It was a flea market. It was not a flea market. It was a garage sale. He had about a dozen or so short boxes. And it was a lot of like independents I had honestly never heard of. But
well, to be fair, didn't Black Flag 1 just become like a $30 book, and that was a $quarter bin a couple weeks ago?
The Dark Horse Presents?
I don't know if it's Dark Horse Presents. I thought it was Image, but it was Dan Fraga, and I think it was... I'm
thinking of something
else. Scott Campbell art.
It might. Honestly, I don't... It
just got optioned, and it went from a quarter bin book for people are paying $30 now. I can't tell anymore. I give up trying to figure out speculators.
More power to them.
If you can get $30 for that, have fun.
And anytime I find this for, in the bin, and I honestly, I think I'm pretty sure I have a complete set, but somebody will need
trade paperback signed the first issue. For some reason, I don't know where the rest of the issues are.
That's awesome. Got a couple. What is this? Issues 2 and 3 of the Rocketeer. Pretty cool covers.
Ooh, Rocketeer. I need to get more Rocketeer books. Ooh, hi. Stop biting me.
I haven't read any of them. Kitty.
Yeah, this is another. This was, I thought, pretty cool. Road to Oz. Another Scotty Young cover.
I have that. Yes. Yeah. That I love that run. I'm working on that one. Well, a lot of the because he came up with a bunch of those Wizard of Oz runs.
Yeah, really I think Eric Shanover is a great artist too. He did a JLA Secret Origins issue I remember reading when I was a kid, and I remember liking it a lot. Grab this Terminator book. I don't know. It's James Robinson and Matt Wagner. I like Grendel, so.
I like that they had consistency about the logos. Because they were using the same logo from the 80s all the way through most of the 90s. You can see that from like Burning Earth all the way up until even that run.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know that I have some Terminator comics. I'm not like hardcore about the Terminator, but
face it, most of us liked it for Alex Ross.
Some of those older covers look pretty good.
Yeah, like Burning Earth. I think that's the Burning Earth series.
Yep, the first series, yeah.
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 This was just a Walt Simonson cover that I don't think I have, so I grabbed it. And then I grabbed a couple of these. Let's see. These Star Wars comics, and I'm not a huge I like Star Wars, but I'm not a huge Star Wars I have a lot of the old Star Wars comics, the Marvel ones, but I'm not as. I have some of the new ones, but not the completest. But these are I think based on the Ralph McQuarrie, a lot of the preliminary artwork. The characters look very different.
Okay.
So if this is more of a curiosity.
In the chat, Mega the Last is asking, for each of you, if you could only own one comic, which would it be and why?
If mine would have to be a magical comic that I can make any comic I want to read. So it would be the comic event Never Ending Stories. I would say that is a
things appear automatically. I think that's called
it's a relic class artifact.
Metaphorical, hey.
What's up, Metaphorical?
Hey,
What's
Metaphorical.
Up,
I just met Metaphorical the other day. He reached out to me. Nice guy.
Oh yeah, he's cool. He's cool.
Yeah, I grabbed this one. I was excited actually when I saw this one. Harlan Ellison, City on the Edge of Forever. He's one of my favorite writers.
City on the Edge.
That's an episode of the original Star Trek series he wrote.
I still need to get those old issues he did of Incredible Hulk.
Yeah, he did that, and then I think he did an issue of Detective. He had a story in one of the anniversary issues.
I think it was either like the Detective 4 or 500.
Older Hulk or like.
I know he did like a two-parter on Hulk. It was like 136, 137, or somewhere around those.
Something like that. I don't know offhand.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha. I don't know. I just like this cover, so I grabbed it. G.I. Zombie.
Oh, yeah.
G.I.'s, I've never heard of it. That's cool.
Some of it, look, sometimes it looks cool.
Hey, look, it's Brian from Take the Time Collectibles down here. In
I know. I used to go to the shop Brian works at. I used to live in Florida. I'm out
for those that are watching, that Phil's comic shop in Broward, Florida, I might be coming in tomorrow.
What's up? Take the time. Hey, Brian. I guess it is maybe morning where you're at, huh?
It is 1:12 a.m. and it's New Comic Day, so I guess you're pretty busy.
Now it's Ross cover.
Yeah. Ooh, Sergeant Supreme.
Yep.
I love Adam. Alex Ross.
I don't know. A classic X-Men. Why not?
Hey, those covers are really cool. I have a bunch of those classic X-Men. And they're basically reprints, right?
Yeah. Well, they had. I know for a while it was the reprint, and then they had like an original. It was like John Bolton doing the backup story.
But it was John Bolton. Man, that guy did some screwy looking covers back in the 80s. Nice, Rob. If you're coming, let me know so I may bring your art. I will be coming tomorrow. I have a long day tomorrow, but I'm coming.
You got to work tomorrow?
Yeah, because this is the reprint.
I have to work. I don't know about Todd. I only have like a morning deposition. No one's going to show up to it.
Okay.
It's collections.
I did not know that.
Oh, wow.
Gladiator.
Jim Lee did the backup story in this book.
Ooh. Can you show some pages?
Oh, yeah, it does. You can see the Jim Lee goodness in it.
So you had, it was called
Scott Williams on inks or somebody else?
Rubenstein.
Joe Rubenstein. Yeah, let's match up a guy from the 60s to do 90s art.
This is kind of a pretty kick butt issue. You got a John Byrne, Terry Austin reprint, and then you got a Jim Lee. Hey, not bad for a quarter.
The thing is, 20 years ago, people used to think that was garbage, but now, because many of the covers are like McFarlane covers, they're pretty well-known artists. Now people are going back just for those covers, paying $20, $30 for some of them,
which is crazy. Yeah, and I was getting those for like 50 cents $1 at half price books. because they were easier to get, than some of the lower uncanny issues.
Oh, that reminds me. Kirk, while I got you, how about I ask this question?
What's up?
Do you have these? I put them aside. I have way too many comics.
What's up?
Hey, Splash Page, how you doing?
Splash Page, Mr. White Gloves, what's going on?
Other room.
He's an awesome dude. He's got some fire. Have you been reading this? I don't know if you're reading any indie books, Todd. Once and Future. Have you read that one?
No. You know what? I had ordered the trade from the place I was getting some books from, and one of the places I was getting books, and then he's not getting books anymore, so I'll have to track it down. I did pick up these 2 trades. I got these off eBay. I got a good deal on them, so I picked up the first.
I didn't know they had the trade out.
Lock and Key, because I watched the show.
Oh yes, I want that.
Yeah, the trades are just like the covers, the same kind of gloss and everything.
So I grabbed those. I got actually I don't know. This guy was auctioning trades. They were going for I ended up paying about half cover, so why not? Got a Thor one.
Nice.
And then I finally grabbed this thing.
Mr. Miracle.
I had some of the issues, but
I've been working on the first run of Mr. Miracle.
Casually walking by.
Yeah, I know, right? No, I love Once and Future. It's a really good, story. I'm pretty good. And after reading issue number 7, I thought they were going to end it, but it seems like it's still going to be going.
I got some stuff.
Are you reading that one, Rob?
Once and Future? No.
Oh, for me?
On it, but that was when I moved on over to Miami Fresh Comics. I guess they call it Frank's or Max. There's like 3 different names for the store. He doesn't really deal much in the independent stuff, so I wound up missing a ton of stuff. So if I needed independence, I needed to run to other stores, and since that's all cattywampus, I totally missed the boat.
Yeah.
But I will be reading it. I have stuff for you.
Ooh. Oh, I don't have that one.
So you got Silk.
I love that.
This is going to be going in your box.
How do we make?
I don't have that one. Is that Die? I don't have Die.
Die. All right, here's the X-Men.
Sorry. I'm trying to figure out how to make you big. So bear with me a moment.
Oh, for that, just tap in the box with my head. There's a little square right about there. Just tap that square.
I'm using StreamYard.
Yeah, I know StreamYard.
Okay, so there's
the
icon.
Box right where my finger is right now. When you look down below all of our names.
Oh, I see. Okay. Solo layout.
There you go. That
Thank you.
Me. You're welcome. And if you want to blow yourself up, click that same box in your box, and it'll switch over to you. And then just click like the 3, and it'll just make all of us large. So here's stuff I'm giving away to Mynd Shift because it was his birthday a little while back.
Awesome. I got
These are all. I have that issue. Don't have that. I have that issue. Don't have that one. It's a great cover. Don't have that one.
Oh, hold on.
Don't have that one. Yeah, I don't have that one. Nice. No, I don't have that. I love any cover. Any title being destroyed is awesome.
It's an awesome one.
I think I have that one. Don't have that one.
And I have
those.
here. 9 boxes that I need to get rid of this crap so I can make room for more stuff. So when you have some time later, because I want to fill up a box for you, we'll go through that and see if there's anything that you want. Not sell, just want.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Sure. That's awesome. We're going to have to do like some kind of live stream or.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
It's called our normal show on Wednesdays.
Oh, yeah.
Hour usually it's just going, look at all the crap that we got. So it's kind of nice these last couple of weeks getting to get more stuff instead of spending the last couple of months going, well, look at what I ordered off of eBay and Instagram.
Yeah. I can't wait until there's a couple books coming out tomorrow that I can't wait to read. I know they're going to be like continuing the Venom story. Are you collecting the Venom run?
Oh, yeah. Well, yes.
Are you collecting the Venom run?
Yes, and yes.
Oh, yeah.
Venom has been pretty damn good.
Off earlier.
I'm not going to be one of those suckers that's going to pay like $120 for the second print, because have fun with that, people. Instead, I just pick them up every single week. And it's been like 3 months now.
I would not pay that much for a second print. No way.
I mean, hell, I just posted.
I don't know. Like, there's a.
I mean, this I paid $40 for a while back, but this was worth it to me. This one only had a print run of 1,624. But the only other.
I didn't know that. I remember when that came out too.
Yeah, and this was a stupid Walmart thing, and because Miami, I guess they figure that people in the ghetto don't want to get comics. Like, no, me, I'm one of them. So I had to pay $40 for it instead of paying $10 at a Walmart.
Yeah.
I don't know where I put it. It's around here somewhere.
But otherwise, that Hulk 377 third print, that would definitely be worth like a couple hundred. I mean, I wouldn't spend
that's one of those crazy ones.
I had a small stack because I had a bunch of dollar books when I was a kid, and I sold all those dollar boxes for pennies on the dollar. And I know there was a stack of third prints in there. They were worthless back then. No one cared. And then
everything that's really worth that becomes really, really valuable is always worthless at some point.
Yeah, it's kind of like I also remember in that having at least 3 copies of Sandman number 75 second print, which I didn't realize was a Grail. My dumbass didn't realize.
I didn't know that either.
As I said, I give up trying to understand the speculation market. I'm just getting it scrapped to read now. And the rest for first appearances. And good storylines. So, like, a lot of stuff.
Speaking of Sandman.
Yeah.
Storyline. Oh. Yeah. I love the Sandman universe. Constantine's really good. But I wish I could read more. I need to get some of the trades for Sandman so I could actually understand some of the Sandman references in there. Because, I haven't read any of them.
Not difficult because there's a lot of side stories that wind up going on in Sandman. Like there's right after the initial preludes and nocturnes, it goes right into a side story of these people living in New York during a hurricane. Then there was that other side story of, that was actually part of preludes. Then there's the giant mythology for Seasons of the Mist. Game of You is another one of those side stories. Then it comes back into World's End, and that kind of just ends the series with, I'm not going to reveal the end of the series. I just realized I do.
All I know is like in the one shot. All I know is in the one shot that they came out with before they came out with the Constantine Hellblazer series, there was some kid who was bringing on the apocalypse, and I guess the kid was from the Sandman universe. I guess it's like, I don't know if it's like the main kid with the glasses, but I guess he was bringing upon the apocalypse, and
I think you're thinking of Tim Hunter.
Tim Hunter?
Yeah, I think he's thinking of Tim Hunter, because there's that scene with Death where she's like using the yank to like lock the door because she has that line. Somebody asked her in one of the stories, "What's your job?" And it's like when the world ends or whatever. I don't know the exact wording, but basically
she phrases it like this: it's like a diner that once humanity is all gone, I turn out the lights and put all the chairs on the tables and walk out the door, and that's it. That's my job.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's hilarious.
It's like, if you meet me, you're probably not having a good day, which is my line in my line. It's like, if you're death or a court reporter, if you meet either of them in real life, something has probably gone seriously wrong.
So I got a couple other books I got from that garage sale. I'll show you those real quick.
Oh, did you say you're in Florida?
What you got?
I was until last year. I'm in Las Vegas now.
Ah, okay. So you get Vegas hunting.
Yeah, I was hunting in Florida for a long time since I was a kid.
Yeah, Florida's all over the place. I want to see what Vegas brings.
Yeah, I'm scratching the surface, I would say. I picked up a couple of Mike Allred Madman books.
6 subs away from 700.
Let me see. I'll just.
Madmen.
And then a couple of Gwenpool holiday specials.
Ooh.
Oh, those are great covers.
Gwenpool might not be.
I haven't read any of her.
Give it a minute.
And then the last.
Why do you say that?
From the garage sale is I've got some of these.
Costume.
This Invaders Now series. Nice cover.
Oh, nice. One. Is that Alex Ross?
No, it's I'm having I don't remember. I'm looking at the signature. It's like a 4 and an inverted 4.
Fincher? Or David Finch?
No.
God damn, I can't remember that.
It's like I know it, but I just it's on like the tip of my tongue.
Brian, help.
Let me open it up and see if it's
a Die Hard parody variant cover of that Gwenpool issue. Oh, geez, that's probably like a super variant. There's probably like 20 of them that exist in the country.
You got a bunch. Oh, wow. Anything Die Hard is awesome. The best Christmas movie ever.
I don't know if you've checked out his Instagram, but on Take the Time Collectibles, he did or maybe it was on a YouTube video. He did a story reading, panel by panel for the Die Hard. The Christmas story is told like for children.
I remember that. I watched that. That was awesome.
It says Alex Ross, but I don't know. I think it's. I don't think this one is. I think there was an Alex Ross cover, but I don't think that's not the Alex Ross. And then we got a Union Jack cover. Got this one.
YouTube videos, yeah.
That's a Howard Chaykin. And then Mike Grell.
Is that a U.S. agent?
I think it's
Neymar.
This one is like Steve Rogers cap, and I think that's Bucky cap behind him.
Okay, cool.
You know, because it's the Invaders. And then Neymar by Mike Grell.
Nice.
Okay, and that's it from the garage sale. And then there's two other things I grabbed. I hit this flea market and I grabbed a bunch of books I showed earlier. I also grabbed a nice hardcover copy of this.
You never see that.
I've seen that before.
And it's got a little tear here, but honestly, it's you know, other than that, the page, you know, in the pages, let's see.
Still look really nice.
Oh, nice.
You know, I have a copy I've had since I was a kid that looks like it's utterly destroyed. So.
Yep, same here. And if Mind Shift is any kind of artist that I know he is, I'm sure he has one too like that.
And then I grabbed this.
I almost bought one like that from the flea market, but I don't have one.
Isn't that the first crossover of Marvel and DC?
The Land of
Pumpkinhead.
I see Pumpkinhead. I think Marv Pumpkinhead. I think Sandman.
And then I got two more books to show whenever I get around to it. Kirk, Mind Shift, do you have anything you want to show? Okay. Take the time looking for was a 1 in 50.
Recently. I showed the Hellblazer. I showed the Once in Future. I was showing this backstage, but I've been reading this Spider-Verse. I didn't have issue number 1, and Two Gun Pedro came through and sent me this issue and a bunch of other books.
Nice.
But I really like this story. Now I can finish reading it. I've been catching up on all like the X-Men stories, so I just read issue number 8. I finally can read issue number 9. I got, you know, my LCS. They know I'm gonna read everything that's the X-Men stuff, so they throw this in. They threw this in too. Rob, I don't know if this is another one of those issues, like 2 pages, and you pretty much read it all.
Yep. It took you less than
I just been catching up on. Are you serious? No way! I'm glad I haven't read it yet.
You get like 2 pages in, and then it's an acid trip in Storm's mind, and then it ends, and you go, "What happened to my $6?" It's pretty.
No
I love Dodderman's artwork, but
yeah. So I've been catching up on all my X's basically. X-Force
how's that New Mutant series?
It's all right. There's 2 stories going on. It's more like nostalgia for me, honestly. Seeing all the characters, that's the only reason why I'm reading it is for the nostalgia.
Yeah,
you know, seeing certain characters' antics together. But story-wise, it's like meh. Like the second story was like pretty interesting because there's a group that's in space. You know, Cannonball, and what's his name? Black Spot, or not Black Spot, Sunspot.
Sunspot.
Yeah, Robert. Yeah, they're all in space, and there's another group that's recruiting other X-Men that are mutants that haven't been brought over to Krakoa. Some of them I never heard of, like the chicken dude, whatever his name was, Beak or something like that. But that was
Beak in his.
I forget what it is. He basically looks like a chicken.
And then
he came in like around issue 60 or 70, somewhere in there. I remember the character. I think that was later in the run.
Oh yeah, you're right. That was like during the fall of the mutants.
Somewhere around there.
Yeah, because they might have called them all into like X Factor. And...
Well, Beak is a relatively new character. The one that they wound up having Mary Angel, or rather Angel Perez, or whatever her last name was. They had kids, and they looked like a bunch of little mutant bird sort of things, and the parents get killed, and then they have to erase the memory. So that Beak that was used in that storyline came from Grant Morrison's New Mutants, or a New X-Men storyline.
Okay, gotcha. Okay,
two different characters. Okay,
because there's a lot of mutants that I'm seeing, and I'm like, I've never heard of them. Like, there's a lot of X-Men stories that came out. Like, I didn't read Uncanny X-Men, which I heard was really good. I didn't read like X-Men Gold, Red, Black, any of that. I don't know if any of it's like worth buying. I know they have a lot of like. Yeah.
What's up, Angel?
But people were buying them when they were coming out. I thought they're one of your students. I
was buying it. I just wasn't reading it. I couldn't get into it. And I was getting the X-Men Gold, X-Men Blue, X-Men Red, X-Men fucking Black, X-Men, whatever was coming out. I was just hoping maybe it would eventually all tie together until I just kind of gave up. I was just buying it to buy it.
The only tie-ins were like the connecting variant covers that came out.
It was the only thing that would tie together in X-Men. I should have learned my lesson back in the day after post maybe X-Men 1 or 319 or so, when they just, hey, let's start a storyline. Do we have an endpoint? Endpoint? Oh wait, you're serious. Yeah, X-Men.
Yeah, I've been reading The Boys. My one of my roommates has like all the trades, so I've just been reading the trades, and I watched this TV show, and man, the book is way darker.
Oh wait,
it's really good though. The storyline is really good.
Yeah, they can do a lot more in a
capitalization of like superheroes. Yeah,
I got this to read.
So I thought that was interesting.
I've been meaning to pick this up for the longest time. And it's kind of
the Six Boys. I've never heard of that.
Yeah, me neither.
I love the art.
Oh, he's one of the artists. This guy, he's a European artist. I think he might be French. Goulet. He was one of the artists that founded Metal Hurlant, which became heavy metal in the U.S. Some crazy artwork.
Yeah, it's a lot, really detailed.
All
like your students are like signing on. You.
Oh, goodness.
I will watch my language.
What's up, Roman? That's hilarious.
I marked this not suitable for children, you know.
No,
sorry, children.
But
if these are old students, they should at least be at school.
Yeah, I think they're all. Roman might not. I don't know.
Hey, kids, watching this does not get you extra credit.
my year's over, so I'm on summer break. And then I got two slabs I picked up in the last couple weeks. Hi.
In that case, I won't break out my issues of Faust.
Thank you.
If I had that issue of EO I was looking for.
I'm questioning if, well, I mean, that's Harley Quinn.
Have you been watching the new Harley Quinn DC Universe show?
I haven't watched it yet. I plan to. I just
if
haven't.
you're a fan of the animated series of
watch-
Batman, very close with a lot of profanity, hyper violent, but strangely very resonant and emotional.
I heard the same thing. I heard the story was really good.
Yeah, I'll have to. I've been planning to check it out. I just haven't.
I wanted to watch.
He might have. I'm not sure. You think he's asking about Droulet if he did some album cover art? I'm not. I don't know him. I don't know his work like super well. I know he was one of the guys in heavy metal who founded Metal Vermont, which became heavy metal. You know, he worked side by side with like Mobius, Jean Giraud, and some other guys in that kind of era. But I don't know. I just don't know.
We're going to say it looked a little Mobius.
Yes, Angel. I know where you're from. So yeah, I've always like I have a stack of heavy metals up there, and then I have 2 other boxes of them somewhere. Since I've loved that magazine since I was a kid. That's why earlier I showed some of these. I had that. There's this new magazine called The Creeps, which is kind of it's a homage to the old creepy and eerie magazines. It's done in that style. They have every couple issues. There's a Frazetta cover. They have a St. Julian couple of St. Julian covers. So they are kind of have that old vibe. I guess I'll just show these. I have 2 more books to show, and then if anybody. Okay. Got this one. Tomb of Dracula.
Oh,
First Blade.
First Blade, baby.
It's not the highest grade, but I'm happy with it.
Still pretty good.
Yeah, definitely. It's not, look, it's got its flaws, but it's not.
You have it. That's all that matters.
Right. So I got that. Because I just feel like that's another one. I feel like as we get closer to a movie coming out, it's just going to get more expensive.
I had like 3 buys that fell through last year until I went like, you know what? I'm probably just not going to get this book.
And then this was a convention exclusive from Unknown Comics of Deceased Unkillables #1. And it's signed by Jay Anceletto. Probably not saying his name right. And it's an homage to I think it was a 1 in 25 for the first Harley Quinn #1 that Adam Hughes did.
Mm. Oh, yeah. Virgin variant.
So usually I get anytime I see a book like that, any of those limited edition ones or the signed 9/8.
Yeah,
I get the email and then I go and they're sold out already because they only make a few hundred of them or whatever. But I got lucky with that one and caught it before it was gone. So I was pretty happy to get that the other day in the mail.
I remember back in like early
nice.
2000s, 2004, 2008, the Dynamic Forces signed variants that you could get for $39.95, and I was always laughing, going, "What dumbass would pay for one of those books?" And now those same books are being turned around $300 at the low.
I have a couple of them. I was never huge into them, but
oh, wow.
I don't know. I don't remember. I might have I think I might have a couple of like the Superman Batman series that Michael Turner did. So I might have a couple of those. I know I have a Michael Turner poster that's signed. It's like a Soulfire. It's one of his female faces. It's pretty cool. The poster has like these ridges in it, but I have it in a frame. I don't really, I don't care too much about that. I have an old, I think an old X-Men #1, the Jim Lee issue, that's signed by him. I remember when I got that when I was a kid. I was so excited.
And I did something dumb when I was a kid. I wound up having, I still even have it, the X-Men 248, first time that Jim Lee works on the book. And I got it signed by Jim Lee. And since he was also there at the same convention, I got it signed by Stan Lee. Did Stan Lee work on the book? No. Did he even tell me? You know I didn't work on this, right? Like, yeah, but Lee and Lee, I thought it was funny. Only
That's
reason.
hilarious.
Thanks, take the time. Yeah, I guess they did back in 2000. Flash Page was back in 2000. QVC sold signed comic books.
Hey, they would sell anything if they thought that they'd make any kind of capital from it. But yeah, no, it's mostly ladies between their 20s and 90s, and it's jewelry. Crap.
Yeah, and homewares and mops and other stuff like that.
Hey, do you want to have something that nobody else on your block does? Look at this.
Las Vegas is good, Angel.
Oh!
I could not live there. But then again, I live here, and I'm getting by all right.
I mean, I'll tell you, the humidity. I dealt with the humidity for most of my life. I lived in Palm Beach County, so I think I was a little north of you, from what I heard you say. You know, and I was saying this, the difference is 85 degrees there. You take a shower, you get dressed, you go to your car, and you're sweaty again. Here, it can be 95 degrees, and I don't get sweaty. I can like do stuff outside. Can't stay in the sun too long, and you got to realize that, because the heat will kick your butt.
I could take that. If I have to go to BJ's and go shopping, by the time I get home, it feels like I just ran a marathon. But then again, I'm kind of
No, I'm telling you, if I would do anything outside in Florida, I was sweaty. Like anything. And like 10 months of the year. Probably 11 months of the year.
I had to wear a suit, so I'm really good goddamn okay doing all this Zoom stuff.
I bet.
It's like having to walk from my car 3 blocks to the courthouse. If somebody says, I'm sorry, sir, you can't bring that in. You need to bring that back to your car. It looks like you just killed my puppy.
So take the time, says QVC went nuts with Signed, Nightfall, and Death of Superman are signed books. I kind of remember that. Had half-hour shows dedicated to them. I think anybody who could sell comic books went nuts.
Wow.
Death of Superman, it helped make a lot of people money, and then Adventures of Superman 500, they killed the comic book industry for at least a good 5 years.
Yeah, splash page. No humidity in Vegas, same as here in northern Texas. Yeah, pretty close.
Man, I need to get a sponsor of Coke.
That dry heat.
While every other stream I might join, someone's having Johnny Walker. I have having a Coke.
I'm drinking water.
Exactly. Yeah, it's almost 2 a.m. Why am I not drinking water?
I was drinking beer, but
what is wrong with me? Oh, yeah, a lot.
I've been drinking water all day. I've been drinking, like, because I have to stay hydrated because I bike most of the time.
Is this?
So I'm
I don't know. I don't. Okay. No, I was wondering if I could tell how long we've been going for. But I just looked at the
We've been
first
going 1 hour, 23 minutes, and 59 seconds.
Yep. 21 minute, 1 hour and 24 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, yeah, that's pretty good. I mean, yeah, this hasn't felt that long.
Oh, hey, Kirk, why don't you tell him about Jig's Kingdom and how long he goes sometimes?
Oh, yeah. Jig's Kingdom, he'll go for like, sometimes he'll go for like 13 hours, even more. Like, the longest he's ever streamed is like 20 something hours.
3 days.
Probably more.
He streamed for 3 days. I mean, he did
days.
Does he take bathroom breaks or?
Oh yeah, he would have like 6 people in the stream and go, okay, I'm going to drop out and go take a nap for 6 hours, and I'll.
Oh, okay. So he's not constantly streaming. Okay.
No, he would tune in at like 4:20 in the morning.
Sometimes he'll pop on.
Yeah, he'd still be going.
Yeah. There'll be nights where I'm just like, fuck it, I'm just gonna hop on, and I'll be on from like 2 to like 6 o'clock in the morning, which is like their 9 o'clock, you know.
And now that you have Perry that's doing this show, it's a radio show from 7 to 9 in the morning. It's just audio. So if somebody wanted to download it as a podcast, I don't know if he's doing it on Spotify or Street or in any kind of way where you can download it. But I think that's a brilliant move, especially for those people like my dumbass that would actually stay all night long to do this. But you can tell when he's doing it because he just woke up. He kind of has that little kind of groggy voice at about 7, but by about 7:15, he's good.
All peppy.
Yeah, you need to get a cigarette.
I would like to do a podcast. How you doing?
Yeah,
it's your boy Mind Shift, aka Comics in the Mind.
At 7 a.m. in the morning, you just have that low rasp. I don't know what it is, but if you tune into like an early morning radio talk show host and they sound like crap, you kind of feel better about yourself because you're like, wow, at least I don't sound like that. That's why you need like a cigarette smoker at like 7 a.m. to go, hey, did you read the last issue of Amazing Spider-Man by Nick Spencer? Yeah. Like, okay, I think I'm good to go now.
That's pretty good. We've been live for an hour and 27 minutes. We have 7 viewers. I figure 3 of them are former students.
No, wait. Think about this internally. You have viewers at 2 a.m. in the morning Eastern time. That's pretty damn good.
I'm not. You know, I'm positive. I'm not being negative.
See, that's another thing that I get from a lot of YouTubers, that they'll go and say, so I wound up changing over to watching your show because you were actually talking about comic books. I was watching this other comic book show and they were talking about Tiger King for about 2 hours and they were just tearing each other down. I'm like, well, that kind of makes a lot of sense. A, they're not talking about comics, and B, they're just tearing each other a new asshole. And if I wanted to do that, I could just go on Twitter.
That's true. I hate Twitter so much.
You're not wrong. It's 153 where I am. Says XOXO Angel.
153. If you know what
Ben Compton's joining us. Hey, Ben.
Oh, what's up, Ben?
Thanks for joining us.
Cheers.
Good to see you. Let me see.
Salud. I already finished my. Have any of you guys read the Deceased run? I just started reading. I just got issue 1. Well, I've had this issue for a long time, and I never got a chance to read it. But I finally read it. And
no, I haven't read that.
For Batman and the
end. Yeah, much like Gorilla Todd, I have it, but have not read it yet. And 3 issues.
I just honestly, from the what is it? Unkillables or whatever it is called.
I guess that's supposed to be the series where it takes the bad guy.
Nice. I want all of like the original run, but I want the movie variants. Those movie variants are awesome. Like the one with It and Friday.
I I think I got the Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah, I got that one too.
There's a yeah,
that one and Full Metal Jacket.
I want that one.
Well, yeah,
that was not a horror movie.
It's not a horror movie.
I know.
I mean, there were some horrific scenes, like when Gomer Pyle was smashed with those the pillow bag full of soap. That was horrific, but not a horror movie.
Yeah, just horrific.
Here's that Venom book that showed Kirk before.
Oh yeah.
Stegman and Cates.
Oh, nice, yeah.
The first print for those people are more familiar with the third.
Yeah. Well, the third print had a lower print or something like that.
Third print was so low, but the thing is that the third print, there's so much crap behind it. It's not the first cover appearance of Null. It's like the third or fourth, because the issue 5 was really the first cover appearance of like the second print. But then there was a retailer variant, which was even earlier than that, but people don't consider retailer variants. As I said, I don't understand the frickin' speculators anymore. That's when, like, the first print, if I got it on the day of release, awesome. I don't want to have to go back to pay like more than $20 on a new book.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
I already feel like when I have to pay like more than $20 for a modern day book because it's a key issue, it already makes my skin like cringe.
Especially when we have been conditioned, especially those of us that have been collecting back in the Wizard days, where you know that if you pay $20 for something, 2 weeks from now it's going to be $5, and maybe 10 or 20 years it'll be back to like 20 or 50, but probably not for a good goddamn long time.
You should probably go to sleep too, Angel.
I'm like, what? I'm like biding my time for when like the She-Hulk book goes back down. I'm just like, come on, TV show, start already so you can bring that price down.
Yeah, that She-Hulk one has gotten a little ridiculous.
I mean, for even like
$80, dude. It's like that's like the lowest.
Even for a fine, you shouldn't pay more than like $40. That book was for the longest time like a $20 book all day long, just like the Moon Knight #1. And then all of a sudden, hey, this $5 book becomes a $50.
I was lucky. I grabbed Moon Knight #1. Yep. Yeah, I bought that book so fast, but I had a chance to buy first She-Hulk for $30, but I was like, nah, I can get it later. And then all that crap happened. And so now it's like $8. Yeah.
And Nova's one of those, you can get the whole series for like $2 each, $5 each. You want the first issue, $150, my friend. Put that shit in my hand.
Yeah, I'm glad I got those issues before they got ridiculous.
No, thank you.
No, it's not like there's like
I know I'm right.
Book. It's like Eternals. Eternals was such a crappy book that no one cared about. There's a reason why if you say that it's a cult book, it's cult.
Well, it's because
people don't care about it.
For the longest time, the value of that book was based on the fact that nobody wanted it because it wasn't a good story. Now the value is, they're making a movie. I'm going to wait a few months and probably sell all my issues of that series because, again, those are perennial dollar bin books.
Yeah, and the reason why so many of them are in like 9.8 condition is because no one read it.
Yeah.
Sorry, don't want to knock Kirby, but
I have
that stuff was Fourth World.
Yeah.
It's like after Fourth World, it's like kind of like Brian Michael Bendis. He just kind of stopped caring.
Yeah, I'll agree that it wasn't. To me, it's not his best work. I don't know
It's
what
like,
his motivations
I'll put it
were.
this way for an analogy. It would be like losing your job and then you go start working at this other place where it's a much better job, but for some reason the pay or stuff's not right. And now you have to put your tail between your legs and crawl back to that initial place. And you're like, this shit again.
Yeah, metaphorical says someone unsubbed me. I was so close to 700. LOL. Yeah, I find that the subs go up and down. It is.
Yeah, he was saying that earlier.
And they arbitrarily sometimes just unsub. I mean, we might not unsub someone, but there's plenty of people where I'm like in JB's or JP's show, Discovery Bay, and 12:35 in the morning, I'm looking at names I haven't seen before. I'm like, okay, let's copy and paste it into a new window so I can see if I can sub them. And then I'll see somebody like, I don't know, metaphorical. I'm like, holy crap, how am I not subbed him? I know I'm subbed him. I see him all the time in my feed. I guess I have to resub to him. Thanks, YouTube.
Yeah, I noticed the same thing with NYC. And that's the thing. Like, even with people that you're sub to, like, they may not even appear in your feed. Because I've had that happen a couple times.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's just there's a little weirdness that goes on behind the scenes with the I guess the way they keep track of everything. And
it's kind of like you knew something was up the minute that, because I always used to love saying this on my show because I would watch it on other people's show. Go ahead and sub each other up in the chat. It was a great way to have community. And then all of a sudden, like, okay, let me click on those little dots next to their name in the chat. And what the hell? Block report? What the hell, YouTube? Oh, we want to make it harder to other people up.
Yeah,
that doesn't make any sense at all.
Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me, but I grabbed these two. I was telling Kirk I found a store. This kind of blew my mind. I found a store out here. It was near the airport, and all they sell is non-sports trading cards.
Oh, yeah, that's niche.
I picked up. I showed up in Vampirella magazine. I picked up there, and then he had these two postcards.
Ooh, death.
He had them out on the table, and I grabbed.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Colleen Duran or Charles Vess?
It doesn't. I think this is from the Time of Your Life miniseries.
Yeah, I've never seen that.
Chris Bocello?
And it might be. I'm just not sure. I want to say this one is. I'm just not sure.
Looks like Grinchberg Inks. Weird how I can understand somebody's inking techniques.
Yeah, it might be. I think they had these as like a promotional item. They're postcards. They actually have the place for a stamp and then they have the. I'll get this right.
That's it. Gaiman, Chris Bocello, Mark Buckingham. Yep.
Oh wow.
That's who did the series, The Time of Your Life. But I don't know who they did the credit. I did a panel, a show with John's comics with kids, White Whale Comics, and Unruly Simeon maybe a week or two ago, and we talked about that, the high cost of living.
Oh, I remember they were trying to find people.
Oh yeah.
There was Time of Your Life, and what was the other death series?
The High Cost of Living was the first one.
I don't know why there wasn't a third miniseries of death. It was like the Wolverine breakout star character of the Sandman universe only gets 2 spinoffs.
They had a couple of other, I don't know, one shots or storylines. I know. Colleen Duran, I know she did art for one of them. Jeffrey Jones did art in another story.
I mean, there were like the Dream Hunters and the one that Yoshita Amino. I can't pronounce his first name.
I know who you mean.
So there were all those spinoffs, which were great. And then there was that Overture, which was really obtuse. I have to revisit that one. I don't even think I read the last issue. But that was coming out so cattywampus. I mean, it would be like one issue comes out 1 month, issue 2 comes out next month, and then a 4-month wait for issue 3. I guess we should get used to that by now.
Yeah, I remember. I remember waiting a long, long time for the 12th issue of Camelot 3000.
Wasn't that like 3 years later?
Something like that. It was ridiculous.
But still, nothing can quite compare to Wetworks, issue number 2.
Did it ever come out?
I don't know. I'm sure it did. It was kind of like waiting for the Wolverine Hulk miniseries by Damon Lindelof. Releases like the first 2 issues, and then 5 years pass before issue 3 comes out. And all of a sudden, you're at the comic shop one day and you pick up issue 3 and go,
why am I having so much trouble? There we go.
Am I tripping on acid? Am I having a flashback? I'm holding issue number 3. I'm dreaming, right? This can't be out. It's like, nope, man, it's 5 years later. It is out today. And then it came out regularly, issue 3, 4, 5, all in 3 months. Now, if only Kevin Smith could do that for Daredevil to Target.
Yeah, that'll never happen. Never.
Or finish up his Onomatopoeia series with, back when I was Batman starting out in year 1, I had a bladder spasm. I don't think Kevin Smith's coming back to write Batman.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah, metaphorical's right. Some of us work hard to network, and then they remove them. It's random. It's stupid.
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Rising Stars. I forgot about that. J. Michael Straczynski. I was reading that back in the day, and then dropped off, and all of a sudden, hey, holy crap, they ended the series.
Yeah, that one. I kind of like the fact that they ended that one. Like it was nice to not go on forever and ever. And
well, I could also say the same thing about Planetary. That was another one where he had.
Planetary is an awesome read. Planetary's I love that book. I looked at that book as like it was almost like a love letter to comics. Each issue was a love letter to a different genre of comics or a different.
And he was doing another story right around the same time that was very reminiscent to that. I can't remember what the hell it was called. Brian, you might remember. I'm sure you do. It was a story where at one point they dropped tungsten rods from space, and it acted almost like a damn nuclear bomb.
Are you talking about The Authority?
Not Authority. It was Warren Ellis, but it was like Vertigo, I think. It was a 12-issue miniseries.
Not sure.
Each issue was self-contained, and they were like government types. But since it was coming out at the same time as Planetary, the stories almost felt like they were the same. Tone-wise, everything.
Yeah. Take the Time says Rising Stars had 3 issues between issues 18 and 19.
Planetary was solid. Or Transmetropolitan. There's another one that ended before it got too long and left it just open-ended enough if you wanted to come back. I guess you can do like some of the big channels and just go buy your subs.
I'm not. Honestly. Take the Time says, I love the Rising Stars. It was tended to be 24 issues. Planetary is solid. Global Frequency. Was that the title?
That's it. That is it. Yes. Global
Great
Frequency.
run. I guess you can do like some of the big channels and go. I don't even. This is to me, we're hanging out. There's a red box. Do we get shut down at a certain time?
Oh, no. You can go like for. All right. So how many broadcasts do you do? Because I think they give you like 38 or 40 hours in a month. And as long as you don't go.
This is the first one we've done.
Something like that.
Oh, then you can go for as long as you want. You want to go until Thursday?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but
I mean, Kirk and I have a show in about like several hours from now, but we can keep going till then. We'll just have our show at 10 o'clock later tonight. Going, so we were doing this other show at Caroline, you take over.
Fall asleep on camera. I've almost done that. I almost did that on Jig's one of Jig's streams, and it was we were going for a long time. I think there was one point where I was just like,
he's like this, and he's listening to all y'all.
Oh, he goes to sleep. He's been on there when he's been asleep.
Yeah, you're talking right at him, and he's just like. It's like, hey, did his screen freeze? It's like, no, man.
8 hours. Live.
8 hours.
Yeah, they wound up sending him emails saying, hey, we notice you've been going for a long time. And then the email started getting more regular. Hey, we're giving you 10 more minutes, 5 more minutes. And then all of a sudden, off.
No way.
That was
crazy.
The one that he did for 3 days. And it took like a week or
After
two.
8 hours.
I don't even think it ever appeared again.
Well, I'll throw it out there. Let's go to 2 hours and call it. So we're at 147. Right. So we got about
position in 8 hours.
So you can get some sleep and.
I already know the questions that's going to be asked in this deposition. I can go through one of them easily. It's like, okay, do you have any banking records? What's your credit card information? What your expenditures been over the last 2 years or since this damn case ended? Oh, you're broke. You don't have any money to spend? Okay, well then go away. You can't pay me. I don't care about you. Why didn't you just not show up to begin with? So instead of just not going to show up. Most people that lose a court case wind up going, yeah, I don't have any actual money.
Yeah.
It's like one of the dumbest ones I've seen of late.
I didn't think I was going to lose. So.
Lose what?
No, I was joking.
I was going to say that there was this one of late where, this one lady, I think I told you about this last year, the longest deposition I've ever had. It went over 8, almost 9 hours, and it went until almost 11 o'clock at night on Valentine's Day last year. Jeez. So what wound up happening, this lady brings in his Angora sweater and sets it down. And this is going to be a videotape deposition, and not with like a really good high-end camera, a janky-ass cell phone. So this woman comes and sits on the opposite side of the table, sits the shit down in front of her. I go to look up and go, Jesus! What it is, this woman brought in the stuffed taxidermied dog.
That's creepy.
Yeah, you think?
No way.
Right away, she did not talk to her attorney beforehand because there's this thing called motion and limine.
Oh, Tacoma Comics. Sorry, man. So, no wonder I only had 12 in my chat. Real Todd stole all of them. We topped out at 7, so sorry, Tacoma.
6 people, and they've been the same people.
But thanks for coming by. We got about 10 minutes left, and we're gonna wrap it up.
Yeah, you know, people are only here because of one reason and one reason only, and it's not comics. It's because that's right. If you are a comic book fan and you read comics, that means you also probably have a cat, because no comic book YouTuber can be a comic book YouTuber without a cat.
I don't have a cat. So
yeah.
You don't have a dog person.
Yeah.
I want a cat. I want a dog too, but I've had 3 dogs my life, growing up, but I had like dozens of cats because my dad would never get them spayed or neutered, and so our cats would get it on, and we'd have kittens, and the neighbors would hate us because we'd have those kittens running the neighborhood.
Cats are fine. You don't want a dog because a dog will just wake you up. It's about 2:17 a.m. right now, which means that the second I go inside, brush my teeth, and go to lie down, it will be seconds afterwards that I'm going to hear rattle, 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 ruff, 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 just so that the little bitch can go outside, sniff around, and pretend that she needed to pee.
That's great.
Oh, routines.
Cats, all they do is just go, I'm hungry. I'm hungry.
That's pretty much any animal.
I'm hungry. As long as they're fed, they'll leave you ass.
I had a cat that was so... Yeah. I had a cat that she would like lay on your face if you would get attention.
This cat here, because back in the day I was a little hellion and would leave coke lying around, would swim around the house like a damn shark. And this cat, I swear to God, would try and kill me. I call this my clumsy ninja asshole cat. I remember coming back from Ultra Music Festival 3 o'clock in the morning, wasted out of my mind. There's this table that only comes up to about my calves, and the tables are sharp as shit. This little cat starts doing like figure 8s around my legs in the pitch black dark. And of course, I fall down. I wake up the next morning, and I have a giant bruise from like knee all the way to hip. And I'm sure people have no idea how this happened. And they're like, Rob, your cat is constantly trying to kill you. If you had a book, it would be called A Series of Mysterious Bruises by Rob Wurst.
Splash page says, Rob, you don't have a cat. A cat has a human.
That's correct.
In Tacoma, we love our dogs.
Because your dogs.
I'm there with Tacoma. I love the dogs.
You don't clean up my. I definitely want a dog, but I have to wait until I get my own place.
Yeah, see, if you wind up dying in your home and you're alone, our cats will eat us. Your dog will just lie by your feet and mourn you. See, that cat's already ready to eat my ass.
Cats are natural predators.
I've heard stories about dead bodies.
Cats are natural predators.
Why do you think that live action Cats movie was so creepy?
Mommy, are they going to eat us? They might.
Yeah.
They just might.
Well, there was that one scene where you had I can't remember her name, the Australian one with the blonde hair, and she's eating the cockroaches. Wait, was it her? I didn't see the movie,
No.
the trailer, and that was enough to scar me for life.
You're talking about the new one, right? Not the old play, right?
Yes, as far as I'm aware, they did not make a live action movie of the play until that monstrosity.
I just remember seeing the commercials promoting the play when I was a kid. They used to come on TV all the time.
It would be the Cats trailer followed by Dianetics. That trailer until I found out it was a cult.
Well, hey, Mind Shift, Kirk, you've got a great little first broadcast here. Rob, thanks for joining us. Nice to meet you.
You too.
I'll make sure I sub you up if I'm not already.
I just subbed you up right before coming on. It would be bad taste not to.
Awesome. No, definitely. I'll definitely. Are you on Instagram?
I am. But not near Mint.
I'll check you out there as well.
With a lot of rare comics. Yeah, that's me. But if you're a Golden Age person, then I just have a lot of crap.
No, I have a little bit I'm all over the place, but I have like a little bit of tiny, maybe 5 Golden Age books and a good amount of silver stuff and a good amount of bronze stuff and a really good amount of modern stuff because it keeps coming out. But
I would have actually been okay had not had new comics not come out anymore. If it just went all digital, you guys do that. I'll read a few here and there, but I'll just stick to the older stuff now.
I'll buy the trade
because I'm running out of room.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I was doing too. I was buying.
Okay, so we're gonna get ready to wrap this up. Thanks everybody for coming out and watching. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. Thanks. Take the time. Thanks for hanging out. I'll definitely get you see Rob tomorrow. That's awesome. Right. Say hi to him for me.
I shall.
Please. Thanks, Metaphorical, for hanging out.
Hey, if there's somebody that I really want on the show tomorrow that has like these splash pages we talk about, because that's actual art, it would be Brian. But it's New Comic Wednesday tomorrow. He's going to be way too busy.
Yeah, he's got some great pieces.
He has like all the pieces. I think original art. I think Brian.
If I plug anybody today, Comic Books NYC does his original art show. Today he had Stray Flexing on.
Yeah, he has a lot.
Oh yeah,
and like literally in the first he's pulling out Frazetta and Schomburg, and he's like casually like, oh, that's a Will Eisner spirit sketch, and like, yeah, watch if you want to watch a video right now, go look it up and watch his video.
It's 2:30 in the morning. The only video I'm going to be watching is the backs of my eyelids.
Fair enough, but
tomorrow or today,
put that in your queue. It's definitely worth watching.
Tomorrow, because today's going to be a long ass day.
Fair enough. But thank you to everybody. Thanks, Mind Shift. Thank you, Not Near Mint. I want everybody have a good night. Any last things anybody wants to say?
Rule number 1.
Mind Shift.
Don't die.
I didn't hear.
Rule number 1: don't die. Check us out tomorrow.
Awesome. Okay.
What time, Rob?
10 p.m. Eastern time, as long as we don't have another power outage, my psycho boss calling me asking me for bullshit, or my cat eating up my entire day at the vet hospital. Instead, we have graphics. It's going to be a huge show. It's planned. It's going to be the best looking show, at least, that we've done. Whether or not we have fun, that is up to everybody that comes.
Yeah, take the time. So you opened with Kirby, Alex Ross, etc. You'll be speechless like 10 minutes in. It was crazy.
I think the only way that you can get into original art is if you've done it from like 20, 30, 50 years back. Because if you're trying to get in on it now, good luck with that.
Yeah, I mean, there was a period where I collected sketches, and it wasn't unreasonable. I was on Kavi's show a while back. I think I was his second, third, or fourth guest. I don't know, but I don't have anything crazy like that. But anyway, hey, thanks to everybody who came out and watched, and we'll do this again soon.
And congratulations!
Whenever anybody's
2-hour mark.
Whenever you guys are up for it. Take it easy.
Oh, anytime.
Till next time.
Peace out, everybody.
Read more.